Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with Thrifty Connects, Thrifty Thursday. I have a little thrift haul. So, well, not little, but maybe medium sized, I guess. I did go to the Kirby Church book sale today because I was down that way to have a picnic with my folks and do some other things. And so first I want to get into, so Thrifty Connects is hosted by Kim Newberg, and Thrifty Thursday is hosted by Turquoise Dreaming. You can find their links down below in my description box. And anyways, let's get into this. So the first thing was, I was outside with one of the lovely volunteers who work at the Kirby Church book sale, and he was telling me that they don't normally put out like reused library books because they don't feel that people buy them. Often they can have, like, you know, pages torn out of them and stuff, especially if they're kids books. So he's like, so what you doing with the books? And I said, oh yeah, like I use some of them for like homeschooling and some of them, you know, for crafting and making, you know, things. And so he's like, well, why don't you just go ahead and take this bag? So I was like, okay. So I don't even know what's in it, but it looks really cute so far. Mouse count. We have snake. It looks like we have a snake. What's he doing? He's getting these mice out of this jar. Do I want to know how this story ends? Okay, so he gets them all. He was very greedy. He went back to get this last big mouse. And while he was gone, the mice rocked the jar and they got out. So it's like a counting book. That's really cute. Oh my goodness. And then he actually asked me, he's like, do you know what macaroon is? And I said, I think it's a children's reader. And surely enough it is. And it's this monochromatic, super adorable book. Very cute. I should shut my notifications off or I'll be binging and bonging here. My bird buddy is going off because we've got some birds hanging out. And then this, Felix the Cat and His Magic Bag. So this is kind of a weird, Felix the Cat's a weird kind of, you know, old story from, this is from 1986, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Felix the Cat. I remember there was a little bit of racial oddness, like inappropriateness, and often images of like smoking and like things, you know, like what 70s kids were doing back then. And then Saturday Magic, another reader. Not sure if I'll do a lot. I might do word snippets from these and then see if there's any fun images. I'll probably process through all this real quick. And this is just, it has no cover. So this is, again, all free, all recycling. Looks like there's some fun images in here, though. Yeah, totally. Something fish related. And then a golden book, A Child's Garden of Verses. So this is this, yeah, Eloise Wilkin. So Eloise Wilkin images, you know, very cute little kids that she illustrates. And another Eloise Wilkin. This one is really cute. It's the birds book. So good bird images. And this, yeah, this is just torn out of a book. Oh, I know this book. I know this series anyways. The New Baby, A Happy Ending book. Yeah, Christmas 1985. Oh, this is like Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore's birthday. Yeah, I saw all these covers in the recycle box, so he must have just been kind of, you know, keeping the, oof, what is this? The Value of Truth and Trust, the Story of Cochise. See, I don't think I'll keep that because it's probably not a wonderful indigenous, you know, fact kind of book. This is from those values books, like the value of this and that, so it's not really appropriate nor my thing. I don't think there's much that I would even want out of it in terms of words or other kinds of scenes. That cloud and that sun are a little neat, but I don't think so. I'll use this paper here for backing. But beyond that, I don't think I'll really use that book. Well, these are more of these books, I think, these values books. Well, I'll take the white paper. This one's been, oh, this one's got some neat images, but it's also been drawn in. These are germs and some eyes. Some neat stuff in here, maybe. I'll go through that one. It's a scribbling and coloring. It's one of the funny things about kids' books. You know, they've been well loved. I don't see myself probably using these either, to be honest. They're kind of not really my thing. I mean, he's cute. Who knows? Winnie the Pooh. That's also kind of a tough one. We'll see. The Value of Respect. This is about the story of Abraham Lincoln. Again, not really my thing. I'm not into any of that kind of... Abraham Lincoln's fine, but I don't really think I'll need any of his story here. Not really my kind of illustrations either, so... Although, you know, a good bit of history for sure. You know, freeing slaves. But yeah, I think I'll go without those. So yeah, this will probably be like a quick process pile for me. Now let's get into the stuff I actually picked out and bought. So I couldn't turn this one down because it's the favorite Audubon birds of America. Someone like stamped all over the front of this, which is weird. But it's the plates, right? All of the Audubon plates. And a nice big size. And then I found one of these. I've used these before. And actually Mary Ellen has gifted one of these to me before. They are these bird cards. It's a Fandex. And they're really fun. I've used them many times in my journals, so I have less than I once did of these. And I thought, you know, I'll pick up another one of these for $1. Why not? How do I open? Oh, here we go, back here. It was funny. I was telling my folks today how my husband, he has developed this thing where he hates watching people struggle to open things. And like I can see him when I'm trying to open something and I'm struggling with it. He's like visibly like, oh, just let me do it for you. So he's like, it's her fault though, because she always opened things upside down and backwards and wrong. And it's so true, I do. Like if you have a bag of chips, I'll open it at the wrong end. I don't know, I get distracted. But yeah, so look how cool these are. Aren't these the best? They're so sweet. And it's like, you know, the bird's head and all the facts, like a lot of the facts about the bird. And yeah, I like these. And on the back, there's more info. Like it's like a whole field note book. So yeah, a really great little book. Also good for, you know, kids. The next I found this book, and I think I want to read it. It's a Fantasia book, Ellie and the Hag Witch by Helen Cresswell. It's from 1984. And it's just like a young, you know, adult reader kind of book, and I just want to read it. I think it's going to be a fun one. Then I've had this idea that I've wanted to make a James and the Giant Peach book for a long time. So I found this Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach, the book and movie Scrapbook by Lucy Dahl, who I think is his daughter. I think the photos are from Lucy Dahl, I guess, from my father, yeah. This is from 1996, and it's just got all sorts of great Roald Dahl, James and the Giant Peach, like the movie images, and yeah. Look at those illustrations, aren't they amazing? So this will give me a nice starting point to make a James and the Giant Peach journal. And I'm thinking about making like a fuzzy peach large, maybe shaped or colored journal. I got to think more on that, but I think that'll be a project in the horizon. And then I found an old book, Tony's Scrapbook by Tony Wands. So I guess this is Tony Wands, this guy. 1934 to 35 edition by Tony Wands. Copyright 1934. So this is the 6th edition. Prose. And it's like different, basically a poetry collection. It's the curation of like different poems that I guess Tony Wands enjoyed, and I read a few and they were really nice. So yeah, I like this old paper too. It's really a nice book. Then I found this one, Broadstrokes, 15 Women Who Made Art and Made History in That Order. So just a nice big women artist book for reading, and I'm excited to read it. There's some nice art in here, obviously. Beautiful Adelaide Labilguard, Judith Leister, Artemisia Gentileschi. Yeah. And then the big book of the day is this one. I just saw this image on the front though, and I was like, oh, I love that. So this is From the Middle Ages to the Dawn of the 20th Century Swiss Painting. So, you know, obviously a big coffee table, beautiful ochre yellow book. I'll probably cut up the book itself, but it's got the removable, you know, plates. They come right out. And it's got a lot. Swiss painting is interesting, right? And these kind of images are so good for, you know, fussy cutting out and putting on ephemera, or, you know, covering the cover of a book. You know, you put a nice master's piece of art on the cover of a book. I just really like this one because it had a lot of really charming portraits, and I absolutely love portraits. I think every time I think of a focal point for work that I want to do, it's like I hope I can just quickly find a lovely portrait, and this book's got a lot of nice portraits, and also just other cool stuff. Like, I even like the black and white images in here. That's from the cover, so a very nice piece. That's cool. Like, and that whole thing comes out in that shape. So if you wanted to make like a Dutch door or something in a book with that, you could. These are really pretty. Some of them are like, you know, the typical violence of religious work. Some of them are like stained glass. So yeah, it's quite a treasure, this book. I think it would sell for a high amount somewhere else, I think. Then, a couple cute little Thornton Burgess books, so Old Mother Westwind and Mother Westwind's Children. They had a few copies of these, but these ones were, I'd say, in the best repair. And this one does have some wear here, but I think it's okay. I think we can work with that. I can paint, and I was thinking of painting like some little gold ochre like flowers or leaves there, and that would be quite nice. Even inking it in blue would really cover it, and this one doesn't have any wear and tear. They had two copies of this book, and this was in better condition than the other one. But yeah, they're good. They're also good for some images, like you get little black and white plates, and good for words too. I like the size of the text in these books. I think I skipped one of the plates there. There's a few of them, but they're black and white, but they're very cute. Old Mother Westwind. This one is, so these are from, oh, please do not lose this book. It belongs to Lucy Elizabeth Wharton, Stamford, Connecticut. This was in 1957. That's sweet. 1910 copyright. And this one's got the plates that are like black and white inked directly on the paper. Yeah. And then I got this book, Joseph Bdon WJack. A portion of the proceeds of this book will be donated to Camp Onakawana, a Northern Ontario camp for First Nations youth. One day I will run, one day they won't hurt me anymore. So this is a book of verse that is Indigenous, and probably, like when I saw the WJack, I thought of Charlie WJack, but an Ojibwe boy runs away from a North Ontario Indian school, not realizing just how far away home is. Along the way, he's followed by Manitous, spirits of the forest, who comment on his plight, cajoling, taunting, and ultimately offering him a type of comfort on his difficult journey back to the place he was so brutally removed from. Written by Scotiabank Giller Prize-winning author Joseph Bdon, and beautifully illustrated by acclaimed artist Kent Monkman, WJack is a powerful and poignant look into the world of residential school runaway trying to find his way home. So this is the story, I think, of Charlie WJack, and unfortunately he was a little boy who ran away from residential school, and he did not make it. He passed away. The very sad story of in Canada of the residential schools and the mistreated Indigenous youth is one that I find very difficult. But I do want to read that and see what the verses inside have to say. This book, Cricket in the Grass. I loved the cover and the shape, and it's just a cricket, and the book is just a lovely tweed covered book with tweed paper inside. And it's got just the most lovely drawings. It's from 1979, a Yola Baldy Press book. A book about living places where animals and plants' lives are called habitats. So it's about habitats. Nice mushroom. And I didn't even really look through it. As soon as I saw the cover, I just grabbed it, and then I opened it to one page and saw, I think it was this page, and I just saw that it was illustrations. And, oh, a toad, yes. More toads, yes. See, oh no, we're not going to pay any attention. This is telling a story though, right? It's a circle of life situation. Uh-oh. But I mean, what a beautiful book. And then the bird loses a feather. The oak log where it lands. Mushrooms. We got a vole eating a mushroom underground, and then looks like a dandelion shooting up. And then we get into the green leafy creatures, the aphids and ants, ladybugs, and then the bird coming along and eating them, and then a little off of the plant, a little seed that flies into the turtle's world in the water, and a fish eats it. Then the kingfisher eats the fish. It's just a really cool book. The whole thing tells a story, a whole habitat story. Really, really cool. Okay, next. This was the first book I found, and it was outside on the picnic table, and it's the Century Dictionary. And I've stopped buying dictionaries. I only have a couple. I bought this one though because it's just beautiful. I'll show you why I like it so much. So it's obviously old. They also had a massive fat one. I was like, wow, that's a huge dictionary. This one is from 1946. But look, it's got all the pictures, right? It's the illustrations. Every page is just full of these lovely illustrations. And I like to cut out, like, if I'm making a journal about something, I like to cut out something, you know, let's say I was making a journal about, you know, I don't know, steampunk or something. I'd cut out this endless screw-in cogwheel. Like, there's just cool stuff in these. A fallow here. Ooh, excuse me, I am sleepy. Okay. last book from Kirby was the Ghost Towns book. How they were born, how they lived, and how they died. And I'm like really into wanting to read this book, but also use it because it has awesome pictures for like, you know, kind of a ghosty, haunted-y feeling kind of journal, an abandonment or ghost town type journal. And I'm working on something kind of with that feeling right now, so that's why I picked this up. But I only got, I only bought 13, I got 13 books today from Kirby Book, because I paid $13, so. Now let me show you the other stuff I got. So I had donations to take to our local spot that we donate, and also we went to another little animal shelter thrift store, and I got this. So this is a mason jar shaker, and that's literally what it is. It was a ball mason jar, and they have, you know, fitted a shaker on top, and I got it, and I thought I would keep this box and I would use parts of it for ephemera. And I think I want to cut this out for my own journal, just the mason shaker, maybe make it into a journal card. And then I got this, the Christmas card register. This was 50 cents, and look at these pages. It's a Christmas card register, so you write the name, address, city, province, and the year. Like, I guess it's a log to log your Christmas cards that you got, but I'm going to use that paper in my books. I love that it's red. And then I got this. This was $1, and it's just this little fabric roll with all the pencil crayon colors. Just fun. Like, I thought, you know, for good on the go, or just, I just like it. It's just fun. And then this necklace that I'm going to do something with. So this is a handmade ceramic and silk backed necklace of a moth, leaves, flowers, like seeds beaded. It's really cool, and I thought we could take it apart and do something really fun with that. Isn't that cool? And then I found some really pretty placemats. I like the thistles and things on them, and there was 3, I think. Yeah, 3 of them, which is probably why they were there, because, you know, what are you going to do with 3? So I'm going to wash them in the washer, and then probably they would be great for a cover, and then some ephemera. So that's their plan. And then I went back to, and then this is in here. I didn't buy this. This was my daughter's. This is a dress, and like, so she's grown out of it now. But I'm going to use it because, like, look at these amazing images on this dress. So this is silk. I got this dress for her a long time ago. It has little houses, but she's now grown out of it, and it's just got such beautiful images. This bunny, like, amazing, right? So, you know, save things like that because they're cool. And then I found this. So this is a little, I have larger ones like this. So these are little vintage sewing boxes. And I got this one. It has a specific intent in mind. It's going to sit on my little table with my sewing machine. So, you know, it's for storing your bobbins and your threads. I think what I'm going to do, though, and I've been meaning to do this for quite some time, is to put my sewing machine needles all in here. Because right now I have them in the compartment. Like, you know how a lot of sewing machines, they have a little compartment you can put things in, and then you close it? Well, I've got a bunch of needles and tools in there, and I want to empty it out because it's overstuffed. So I'll put the needles in here, and then I'll put the bobbins in here, and then I think I'll actually thread extra bobbins and keep them in here. So that way when I'm sewing, be it for books or garments or whatever, I don't have to keep filling bobbins. Like, I have a bobbin winding machine, so I don't have to tire out my sewing machine. So I'll probably sit and do some bobbin winding and fill this up. Because I find, like, a lot of times, especially when I'm making a video, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to the sewing machine, and then surely enough, like, I run out of thread. And then I found this, and it's just a little pad of paper. And it's just name, subject, section. And they're all like that. I don't know what this would be from. Like, it's fun little papers though. So yeah, they're like, kind of like, they almost look like an index card. And then, you know, if you watched my thrift haul like last week, I think, maybe the week before, I said like, hey, somebody, you know, donated a bunch of scrapbooking stuff. Well, there was more today. And so I got another bag of just the 2 Distress Oxides. So this is Blueprint Sketch and Antique Linen. I don't have this one at all, Blueprint Sketch, and it's Oxide, and then Antique Linen, same thing. I don't have that in Oxide either. So 2 more of those from, you know, the original, like, group of them that I got. And it was Yellow Tag Day, so I got them for $2, and then I got this for $4. So they had a whole, there was probably 10 boxes of Project Life carbs from Hobby Lobby for $30 in the US. This is the only one that like was entirely unopened. So I just got one. I've never used these cards before, and I don't really think they're my thing because they're kind of like, from what I can tell, they look like they have like big prompts on them. But I got them anyways because I want to use them for bases. You know, doing the index card a day, it really got me into loving the idea of having something to be a base. And I love this shape, and these obviously are really nicely shaped too. But what I noticed is a lot of them actually, they do have something nice on the back, like bright idea, this happened, and they don't have like sentiments that kind of feel kind of like what's the word I'm looking for, like either overly sentimental, you know, maybe that's what it is. And these have just like date cards, you know, so I can cover the front, and like they're all different, all of them in this deck. So like this one just says that was beautiful, but you know, you could put like a bird there or something, right, and have that nice background. And if you don't want the sentiment, you don't have to keep it. So yeah, and those ones are gold foiled. And then I got this for $1. It is a Vicky Bdon snowflake stencils. There's 3. So this one, and this one. And then this I got for $1, a Gina K Designs art stencil with flowers. And this was $1, and it's just stamps. It says flowers. It's obviously like from somebody's collection. So in here we've got a whole thing of stamps, and it's got the backings and the stamps. And look, this, the die. I didn't even realize that it's on a magnet. I didn't even know. And I have this feeling I probably missed out on a bunch more of these. Potentially, because like I said, there was a ton of scrapbook stuff like last week, and then they brought out more like when I was there like a whole week later. So, but that's okay. You know, half the fun is finding this stuff and other people having the same opportunity. So I got this for 50 cents. This is more, it's another like stamp set. I got it for these flowers. It also has like a little fairy and some other little bits here. Make your own magic. Fill your day with sparkle. Spread a little fairy dust. That's kind of cute. It's not too, you know, childish or anything. I kind of like that. And then another stencil that I got for 25 cents. Looks like it's Vicky Bdon, again, based on the paper in the back, because that's her art spectrum paper. And then a Lavina stamp of this beautiful butterfly for $1.50. Lavina Stamps is a British company. I don't know. Maybe I have 2. I have like a couple other Lavina stamps that I found like years ago in another thrift store. Donate all these bags back to the store because I don't need them. Then What else? What else? I have one more bag from the same shop of basic things. So I got this whole stack of big envelopes. I needed more of these. I'm actually down to, I have like 2 left of these big envelopes. And then of course more folders. I always pick up manila folders. This stack was $2. And I got this at the Animal Thrift Humane Society. So if you're in Ontario, just so you know, there is a petition both at the, in Georgetown, Ontario, there is the little animal thrift store there that supports the Erin Humane Society shelter. And they're actually losing their building. Possibly, we're trying to fight it. The town council of the town of Erin, Ontario, E-R-I-N, Ontario, if you want to Google, many years ago, like probably 40 years ago, the people who owned this corner lot building in the town of Erin, Ontario, they willed it when they, you know, in their will, to the town of Erin on the condition that it would always be used as an animal shelter. They were, you know, animal people. And because it was never put in official legal documents, you know, this has been an animal shelter for over 30 years. And now the town council of Erin are trying to renege on that and take it back and sell the property because it's like, you know, good real estate. And I mean, it's coincidental because they've also just built a ton of homes in Erin that they did not build the facilities to support. Like there's not sufficient water or any of that. And so yeah, there's a lot of argument about that right now. But it's just more bad politicians doing bad things. Like we don't have enough of that in the world right now. This is some fun wrapping paper with 0s and 1s on it. And then some fun, like, science-y writing. I really liked the STEM aspect of those papers. And then this, a Victorian Elegance photograph album. So I haven't gotten one of these in a long time, but I really liked this one because it's very nice, right? These are really good for making your own cabinet cards. You know, you could honestly just sit down and have a really fun like day of just making with a book like this, and you'll have made a whole bunch of really beautiful ephemera. So yeah, I like these books. And then I got a couple of, so they had a few like random bags of things and they looked like good grab bags. So I got this one. It was $2 and I thought there is some good stuff in here. Let's see what's in here. So this is like a main color, contrasting color. Oh, it's a Swarovski like elements twisty thing. I don't think I'll keep this part because it's kind of yucky, honestly. It's got some, it looks like glue on it, but the back's kind of neat. Let's see if I can separate these. Oof, they are really on there. It's really attached. Got an eyelet. There we go. But yeah, that's cool. I'll put that in my scraps. Okay, so this is Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. So that's just a nice glue. Give it a try. This is a glue pad from Martha Stewart. Feels pretty dry. I think it's like an embossing pad. It's probably too dry though. This is an inker. And then look at this. A whole bunch of little inkers. That's awesome. Let's put those over there because I can use them. And then liquid pearls in white opal, petal pink, stickles in this is Ranger icicle, sparkly, Michael's glue. It's like a sparkling red. This is liquid glass from Close to Your Heart, which is very much like, what you call it? I have some right here. Very like glossy accents. They're like the same kind of thing. Except this company, I think it's gone out of business now. And then more of the Michaels Sparkle in purple. This is Studio G, which is a Michaels brand, glitter in copper. Liquid pearls in baby blue. More stickles in crystal. That one's nice. Stickles in fruit punch. Stickles in midnight blue. More Michaels. This one's like a red and gold together. And then this is some Martha Stewart Luster Glass Micro Beads in Peridot. And then just a little container. They had an absolute ton, like another bag like this that was full of like flocking powders. And I was like, that's interesting. I've never really used flocking outside of fixing My Little Ponies. And then they had another grab bag, this time of inks. And I was just like, yeah, okay, why not? We've been buying ink the last few days. So this one is Sky Blue, Martha Stewart, another Martha Stewart in like a silver, sterling. This is Studio G. This is Michaels. It's like a mossy green. I'll put it over here with my other ones. I have those exact inks over there. And this is a close to the heart ink in chocolate. And I think that this one might be broken, but I mean, the ink pad is definitely juicy. So we'll use that up. This is another Studio G ink, I think, in the silver. Color box in this orange archival sweet melon. I'll keep that around for my orange journal. I'll just set it over here. This is a Studio G Chalks. It's an interesting color. And then a little Hampton Arts ink in a really nice like blue color. And then this is Stampin' Stuff embossing powder. And it's like a mauve, lilac pastel embossing powder. More G Chalks and Studio G. We have a little stamp here. What is this? It's like a little reindeer. I don't think I'll probably pass that along. I won't use it. But that's okay. Stampology Gold. So this is a gold pad. Recollections Color Splash Ombre ink pad. That's cool. And like oranges, which is great because I'm working on this orange journal again. Yay! So that's the inks. And that, my friends, is everything. So thank you again for joining me for this thrift haul video. Until next time, may the thrifting fairies be with you. Bye for now.